Hey, Calvary family. Welcome to this noon time of prayer as we are praying together as a church, all of our campuses across South Florida and all across the world, that Jesus would reign here in our church, that he would protect us from the coronavirus, that he would make us one, that he would lead to spiritual breakthroughs all across our city. And in light of that, we are kicking off our 21-day fast today. Now, if you're like, what's a fast and why do we fast? Well, we know that sometimes God asks us to do something in the physical that leads to a spiritual transformation, a release of his power. We see this in Mark chapter 9. There's a man whose son is demon possessed, and Jesus comes and heals this young boy and then says this type only comes out by prayer and fasting. This spiritual breakthrough there's something necessary for us to be a part of the physical process. And we see this all through scripture. We see Moses taking off his sandals because he's standing on holy ground. He gets the calling from God there. We see it in Exodus 17 when he lifts up his hands and Aaron and Hur hold up his hands. And while he's holding up his hands, there is a breakthrough in the battle that's happening in the valley. And we also see it in Exodus 34 when Moses fasts for 40 days and God gives him the 10 commandments and then shows him a glimpse of his glory. And we're praying the same for you, that as you learn to fast through this 21-day journal, that you can find ways to go, well, what does fasting mean for me? We gave you some descriptions and some ideas of how you can fast. Many people, it's a fast from social media, from certain types of food, a Daniel fast, a liquid fast. You can discover that for yourself, but it's not just what you give up, it's what you press into in prayer. And I want to share with you this story that's sort of become the theme of this 21-day fast in our miracle series. It's a story of a little girl. And she's part of a community in Africa, and there's some missionaries and leaders there, and they're experiencing this drought in their city. It doesn't rain for months, and their crops are failing, and they're not going to survive if it doesn't rain. And so they call a fast, and they call a prayer meeting. And hundreds of people show up at this church, but she's the only one who brings an umbrella because she believed that God was going to make it rain that day. And we believe that miracles still happen. And we want to be a church that prays and fasts and presses into what God has for us so we can experience a breakthrough together. Please join us on this 21-day fast. And we can't wait to celebrate the stories that God's going to just show us through this process. God bless you.